Hey guys, and welcome back to another FM22 Transfer Guide with me, Raxel FM, where today we are going over 3 signings and 3 sales for AS Monaco, a side that is one of the most up and down teams I've ever seen in my life, going as far as the League 2 at one point, but bouncing back to get a championship win by winning against PSG all the way back in 2016/17, and most recently going back up to 3rd place. So we are going to, of course, be trying to push for that top spot and potentially even European glory by winning the Champions League at some point, and we can do that with this team, as I've got a good foundation by adding a couple of good signings and getting rid of a couple of average players. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please make sure you smash the like button, as well as subscribing to the Raxel FM YouTube channel so you don't miss the daily Football Manager content coming on this channel. And without any further ado, let's get into analysing this team and what the board actually want you to do. They want you to sign high reputation players, develop players using the club's youth system, and sign players under the age of 22 for the future. So the high reputation and the young players is a bit contrasting, but I guess it's 2 things that you can focus on when you're making those signings. They want you to sign players to sell for a profit in the future. They want you to sign young players to develop, so basically the same as that, and they want you to work within the wage budget. In terms of performance, they want you to reach the group stage of the Champions Cup, so not high expectations there at all. They want you to qualify for the Champions League in the league, and they want you to reach the semi-final of the French Cup, as well as becoming the best of the rest. I imagine that means the second best team behind PSG, and I'd say that they're arguably already around that sort of stature, so hopefully we can even surpass them one day, and it doesn't seem like they really have any interest of that, but we have a decent amount of money at this football club considering how much teams do have in Football Manager this year. £12 million to spend, and 100% of the transfer revenue you bring in is going straight back into this football club. So we can go out, make some signings now, and have a decent amount of money to sign some players afterwards. So let's go do it. Let's sell some players, and let's get some money. The first player that we're selling has a legendary name, but not such a legendary ability in this game. His name is Pele, but he's definitely not the quality that we need at this football club, and doesn't even have the potential to be getting much better. 29 years of age, and brought in not that long ago for £8.75 million. Not a great bit of business for the boys, but we're going to try and cash in on him. Even though he has a small value, I think it's definitely worth selling him at this point in time to add a wee bit more to the transfer fund and to get a pretty average player off the books with all the options you do have in central midfield. Even comparing him to one of our more average players, Fofana, who probably will be a starter, but not the best central midfielder all time, we can see that he is definitely better in a lot of ways. I don't think Pele has much of a chance of getting into the first team. The best thing to do is sell him. In this save, he has managed to stay in the League One, but we've only got £600,000 for him, so not the best fee of all time, but at least we've got him off the books, and at least we can now reinvest that money into a better player. The next player that we're selling is Maripan. I don't think I'm saying that name right at all, but a 27-year-old centre-back option who's only at 3-star current ability and worth an okay amount, 2.2 to 4.6 million pounds. So a decent bit of money if we can get exactly that from. And the reason why we wanted to get rid of him is just because we have so many options in that centre-back role. If we do actually look at who we have, there is a good 5 here, and 2 are automatically better than him, and 2 are much younger than him and actually have a chance to develop. So by keeping him around the club, giving him some game time, automatically we are not giving the chances to those youngsters that deserve it, and not giving the opportunities to the players that are better than him. So there's no point keeping him around for any longer. He's only going to get worse, and he's only going to go down in value. So I reckon this one's an easy sale for me. In this save, he's gone to Villarreal, and we've gotten rid of him for a very respectable £4.5 million. Obviously not ideal, considering we spent that much money on him originally, but still a very decent fee for a man that wasn't worth a whole lot of money, 27 years of age, and isn't even one of our starting centre-backs. So we can now reinvest that in better players and say goodbye to this man. The final player that we're selling, and in my opinion, is a bit of a controversial one, but when you actually look into it, is a very obvious one for me. A right back by the name of Aguilar. Again, French names are difficult, boys and girls. I mean, the last one was Chilean, but you know what I mean. 2 options that we have at right back are him and Sidibe. And when you look at the both of them, I think Sidibe has the edge for a couple of reasons. And those couple of reasons are mostly money related. He is worth 2.2 to 3.5 million pounds. Same age, same potential, same current ability as this man. Whereas this man is worth 9.6 to 12 million pounds, which is a very tidy amount of money. So for that reason, I think this is the one that I'm going to be selling, just because we get a wee bit more money by selling him. And I think it makes sense, as we do not need that many right backs in the football club, as we do also have a reserve option in the form of, okay, well, Gelson Martins isn't the best of all time, but we do actually have a bit of cover in there at least. But it also is a position that I think we should be identifying straight off the bat as a position to improve. So when we're looking to improve it straight off the bat, we know that we're not going to need 3 right backs to begin with, and you just got to pick between Sidibe and Aguilar, and in my opinion, getting more money is well worth it. In this save, he has gone to Aston Villa for only £7.5 million, but I think it shows that he isn't worth that much when he's automatically gone straight back down to about £5 to £7.5 million worth of value. And even that is much more than we could have gone for Sidibe, so I'm more than happy with that transfer fee. Not even a starter for Aston Villa proves that I don't think he's the quality that we need at the moment. So a very good deal for us, which now gives us a good bit of money to be able to spend. I think we made about 12 to 15 million pounds there, so we've got about 25 million pounds to play with in the bank account. Very decent amount of money. Let's go make the signings, but first we need to take a look at the positions that we need to improve upon, and obviously right back is going to be a kind of focus for us, isn't it? When we pick the best 11, this is what our team looks like. It's a pretty decent 11. A lot of very good players in there. Ben Yedder, for some reason, not even making the first 11, which is a very controversial decision from Football Manager. But when we go to the squad depth screen, we can actually see where the weaknesses are and where we need to improve for this squad. Starting with the striker position, we got Boadu, we got Ben Yedder, and we got Volland. There's no need to improve here. We are absolutely sorted in this position. At the left wing position, once again, we've got Boadu, Martins, a couple of other options here and there. So I think you're absolutely fine for that. Right wing, exactly the same situation. Although you do have the same get of players repeating itself, you do also have a couple of other players who are a bit worse, but able to step in when you do need them to. Exact same situation with the cam. Maybe you don't have a real out-and-out central attacking midfielder, but I think a lot of people will be playing with a slightly deeper formation, and Golovin can definitely do a decent job in cam or central midfield, wherever you do feel like playing him, depending on the formation you do play. So you're sorted in that position as well. In the central midfield spot, however, I think we do see a wee bit of an issue in terms of just straight up quality of the team. You've got Golovin, who have already established as a starter for us, playing as a more attacking midfielder. Then you've got that's just difficult. This man, who looks incredible for the future, but again, right now, not that insane, even though he does have a 3.5-star current ability. And Fofana, once again, looking like a decent player, but in terms of stats, not actually that impressive. So I think a real decent, high-quality central midfielder who's at his peak of potential is a really important player for us to bring into the football club. In terms of right-back, we already know that this is a position that we need to improve upon. For some reason, Sidibe has gone up to 3.5-star current ability, which shows that he is actually a decent right-back, but we still need to improve that position, in my opinion. I think getting a slightly younger one in there or a slightly better one in there is exactly what we need to be doing. Centre-back now needs a wee bit more cover and just a wee bit more quality. Again, having 2 youngsters who are very good and promising for the future is decent, but neither of them really that world-class centre-back that's going to win you the league at this point in time. So again, a real decent one at this point in time is a high priority, in my opinion. You've got Kiel Henrique, as well as Jacobs have your left-back options, and a couple of players here and there that can do the job if you need them to. And by here and there, I mean Sidibe, and that's another reason why I think you should keep Sidibe, because he can play at left-back as well. And in the goalkeeper position, it's not ideal that your best goalkeeper is in on loan, but it's not so pressing that I think it is above any of the other positions, in my opinion, especially with this youngster coming through the ranks, not looking too bad at all. If you do want to get rid of Noble and then just get in a slightly worse reserve goalkeeper instead of this youngster who I've just said is pretty decent. So, in my opinion, the positions that you need to improve upon are central midfielders, centre-backs, and right backs to get this team to the position what you need to get it to if you want to compete against PSG. The first player to come into the club to lock down those centre-back positions and give those youngsters a bit of experience and a bit of wisdom is Samuel Umtiti. He's already played in this league, and the best thing about him is that he comes in on a loan, so we're just paying his wages, and then you can buy him for just £12.25 million at the end of the season if you do want to. We're not even paying all of his wages, by the way. I think it's just half of his wages, so a very good deal for us in terms of getting a bit of quality in that centre-back position, as well as getting a bit of potential to buy in the future. He will instantly go up in value, I believe, at 27 years of age, and a very, very good set of stats for you to be able to lock down that centre-back position for the entire season, do a really good job for you, and then at the end of the year you can decide whether it's worth buying a 28-year-old centre-back or not, because realistically he is going to be getting worse in the future, but for now, very high quality, very good, and on loan, it's a no-brainer. The next player that we've brought in is locking down that right back position, and again is an absolute bargain. Not quite a loan free deal, but this time just 7.5, eventually rising to £15 million if he plays 50 games for the football club. And I think the most impressive thing about him is he instantly goes up to about £50 million worth of value. An elite right back, able to lock down that position for many a year. 27 years of age, isn't the youngest of all time, but he is well and truly in his prime. So he is going to give you the best performances at that right back position. I was tossing up between him and the Kalulu guy from AC Milan, but I think having the quality to get a wee bit more out of your squad right now is exactly what you need for this football club, because it does already have the youngsters, and although they want you to sign youngsters, I think that it's more crucial that you get decent players in right now so you can push for titles as well as Champions League places right now, and Lazari is going to do exactly that. And the final player that you're bringing in is Samasukiku. No, I've not said that correct at all, but you know who I'm talking about. We've all signed him at some point in Football Manager, and he is a really good central midfield defensive option for you, who's going to be able to stop players left, right and centre. Comes in at 4-star current ability and only costs £6 million. Could eventually rise to 11, but again, even that is an absolute bargain for a man that is in his prime at 25 years of age, got plenty of ability, got really nice stats, and can play in that central midfield spot perfectly as the ball-winning midfielder, even as a box-to-box if you need him to, or a deep-line playmaker. I'd say deep-line playmaker, or the ball-winning midfielder is exactly what you're going to be playing him as. And I think he brings that bit of quality into the central midfield that we were talking about, being in his prime, being a very decent option for you, and just having a decent amount of quality to be able to go alongside those players that we were talking about as not being quite at the standard that you need. So I think those signings, although don't completely go with the club culture that we wanted to be going with, but their quality, straight up quality, all 4-star current ability, locking down positions for you for the entire season, and hopefully helping you win a lot of games. Lazari, Umtiti, and it's just too hard to say, but the central midfielder are all brilliant signings, I think. For just under £20 million or £20 million or thereabouts, I think they're really, really good fees. So that is where we're going to end this episode. If it was helpful, please make sure you do smash the like button, as well as subscribing to the Wrexham FM YouTube channel so you don't miss the daily Football Manager content coming your way. Let me know down in the comment section below who you want me to do with 3 signings and 3 sales with next. I've already got West Ham and Leeds United coming up, so I'll add some more to the list if you want to give me some. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I'll see you all later.